Welcome to our culinary adventure, where we're diving deep into the heart of Maryland cuisine with a classic favorite, Maryland crab cakes. In this guide, I'll walk you through each step of the recipe, from selecting the finest ingredients to serving up these delectable crab cakes with flair. So, grab your apron and get ready to embark on a journey of flavors and textures as we create mouth-watering Maryland crab cakes together. Let's get started. Alright, let's dive into the ingredients for Maryland crab cakes. First up, you'll need 1 pound of fresh lump crab meat. Look for the freshest you can find, as it makes a huge difference in flavor. Next, you'll want to grab some mayonnaise, about 1/3 cup. It adds creaminess and helps bind everything together. You'll also need 1 egg, beaten. This helps with binding as well. Don't forget the Dijon mustard. A tablespoon should do the trick. It adds a tangy kick that complements the sweetness of the crab. Worcestershire sauce is another key ingredient, also a tablespoon. It brings depth of flavor and a bit of umami to the mix. Now for that classic Maryland flavor, we need Old Bay seasoning. Use about a tablespoon, but feel free to adjust to your taste preferences. A teaspoon of lemon juice brightens everything up, and a 1/4 teaspoon each of salt and black pepper add just the right amount of seasoning. Fresh parsley, finely chopped, adds a pop of color and freshness to the crab cakes. For binding and adding a bit of texture, 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs does the job perfectly. And finally, for cooking, you'll need 2 tablespoons each of unsalted butter and vegetable oil. They give the crab cakes that beautiful golden crust. Alright, now that we've got all our ingredients, let's get cooking those delicious Maryland crab cakes. Alright, now it's time to prepare the crab cakes mixture. First things first, let's make sure our crab meat is in top shape. Take that pound of fresh lump crab meat and carefully pick through it, removing any shells or cartilage. You want to be gentle here, so you don't break up those beautiful lumps too much. Now grab a large mixing bowl. In it, we're going to combine our mayonnaise, beaten egg, Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, Old Bay seasoning, lemon juice, salt, and black pepper. Mix it all up until it's well combined and you've got this flavorful base ready to go. Now here's the important part. Gently fold in the lump crab meat and chopped parsley into the mixture until it's just combined. We don't want to overmix here, folks. We want those lumps of crab meat to stay nice and large, so be careful not to break them up too much. Now, let's shape those crab cakes. Grab that flavorful crab mixture we just prepared and divide it into equal portions. You can make them as large or as small as you like, but remember, smaller cakes tend to hold together better during cooking. Once you've got your portions, gently shape them into round cakes, about 1 inch thick. You want them to be nice and compact, so they hold their shape while cooking. Now it's time to give them that perfect crispy crust. Take some panko breadcrumbs and lightly coat each crab cake, pressing gently to make sure they adhere. This step is crucial for that crispy exterior that we all love in Maryland crab cakes. Now that we've shaped our crab cakes, it's time to chill them. Grab a baking sheet and line it with parchment paper. Carefully place each of our beautifully formed crab cakes onto the lined baking sheet. Once they're all lined up and ready to go, pop the baking sheet into the refrigerator. Let them chill in there for at least 30 minutes. Chilling is key here because it helps the crab cakes hold their shape during cooking. It allows everything to firm up nicely, so they don't fall apart when we're cooking them in the skillet. While they're chilling, you can use this time to prepare any sides or garnishes you want to serve with your crab cakes. Maybe whip up a quick tartar sauce or slice up some lemon wedges for that extra zing. Alright, it's time to cook up those crab cakes. First, grab a large skillet and heat it over medium-high heat. Once it's nice and hot, add in the butter and vegetable oil. We want that skillet to be sizzling when we add our crab cakes. Once the butter has melted and the skillet is hot, carefully place our chilled crab cakes into the skillet, making sure to leave some space between each cake. We want them to cook evenly and get that beautiful golden crust. Now here's the key part. Cook the crab cakes for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side, or until they're golden brown and crispy. Be gentle when flipping them over to prevent them from breaking apart. We want them to hold together perfectly while they cook. As they cook, you'll start to smell that delicious aroma filling the kitchen. That's how you know they're coming along perfectly. Once they're beautifully golden on both sides, carefully transfer the crab cakes to a plate lined with paper towels. This helps to drain off any excess oil and keeps them nice and crispy. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to serve up our mouth-watering Maryland crab cakes. Plate those golden beauties up nice and hot, and don't forget to garnish them with some fresh lemon wedges. A squeeze of lemon adds that perfect citrusy zing to complement the rich flavors of the crab cakes. Now grab your favorite dipping sauce, whether it's tartar sauce, aioli, or something else entirely, and serve it alongside those crab cakes. It's the perfect accompaniment for dipping and adds an extra layer of flavor. Before we wrap up, here are some valuable tips to ensure your Maryland crab cakes turn out absolutely perfect. First off, opt for fresh lump crab meat for the best flavor and texture. If you can, avoid using canned crab meat as it may not deliver the same quality. When mixing the crab meat with the other ingredients, be gentle to avoid breaking up those precious lumps. We want those crab cakes to be packed with big, juicy pieces of crab. Chilling the crab cakes before cooking is a must-do step. It helps them hold together better and prevents them from falling apart in the skillet. So don't skip this important chilling process. Make sure your skillet is nice and hot before adding the crab cakes. This ensures they develop that perfect crispy crust we all love. Avoid overcrowding the skillet. Cook the crab cakes in batches if necessary to ensure they cook evenly and get that golden brown color on both sides. And finally, serve the crab cakes immediately for the best taste and texture. There's nothing quite like enjoying them fresh out of the skillet, with all their flavors and aromas at their peak. Follow these tips, and you're sure to impress with your homemade Maryland crab cakes. So go ahead, give them a try, and enjoy every delicious bite. Happy cooking!